Jeff the Killer, a name uttered with fear and fascination. An urban legend whispered around campfires and shared in hushed tones online. He is the stuff of nightmares, a figure of unimaginable cruelty with a chillingly disfigured face. But Jeff wasn't always a monster. He was once a normal boy, living an ordinary life. This is the story of his descent into darkness, a chilling reminder that evil can take root in the most unexpected places. Jeff and his family moved to a new town, seeking a fresh start. It was a quiet, suburban neighborhood, the kind of place where nothing exciting ever happened. Jeff and his brother Liu were typical teenagers, navigating the awkwardness of adolescence and trying to fit in.
I think I'm starting to like it here, Liu. Maybe things will be different.
Yeah, Jeff. This place seems nice. I hope we make some friends soon.
Jeff was even starting to develop a crush on a girl named Jane, her presence a bright spot in his otherwise mundane existence. Life, for a brief moment, seemed normal. The illusion of normalcy wouldn't last. A darkness was brewing, waiting for the right moment to surface.
Boys, dinner's ready. Come inside.
Everything's going to be fine here. We just need to give it some time.
It began with a group of bullies, their eyes filled with a malice that belied their young age. They saw Jeff and Liu as easy targets, their newness making them vulnerable. The bullies' taunts and threats became a constant source of fear, casting a shadow over Jeff's once bright disposition. One fateful day, the bullies' torment escalated. They ambushed Jeff and Liu at the bus stop, their laughter echoing cruelly in the afternoon air.
Jeff, what are we going to do? They're coming!
Stay behind me, Liu. I've had enough of this.
Jeff, fueled by a mixture of fear and anger, fought back. The fight was brutal, a whirlwind of fists and fury. Jeff felt a surge of adrenaline, a primal instinct taking over.
You're going to regret this, freak.
When the dust settled, Jeff stood victorious, his attackers lying bruised and defeated on the ground. But victory came at a price. As Jeff looked down at his hands, he noticed they were covered in blood. It was a sight that both terrified and exhilarated him, a glimpse into the darkness that lay dormant within. He didn't know it then, but this was just the beginning of his transformation. Consumed by flames, reborn in darkness, the bullies, driven by a thirst for revenge, returned. This time they came armed with knives and fueled by a hatred that burned hotter than any flame. A struggle ensued, a chaotic dance of desperation and rage. Then it happened. A can of gasoline, thrown with reckless abandon, ignited, engulfing Jeff in a searing inferno. S2, Jeff, look out!
Ah, no, it burns!
Jeff screamed, the flames licking at his flesh, searing his skin. He could feel his sanity slipping away, replaced by an all-consuming agony. He was rescued from the fire, his body broken and burned beyond recognition. But the physical pain paled in comparison to the mental torment that awaited him. The mirror reflects a monster. When Jeff awoke in the hospital, his face was swathed in bandages. He could feel the tightness of the gauze, the sting of the antiseptic. But it was the silence that unnerved him the most.
Where am I?
When the bandages finally came off, Jeff was greeted by his reflection. His skin was bleached white, stretched taut over his skull. His lips were burned away, leaving a grotesque, perpetual grin.
What happened to me?
His eyes, once filled with warmth and life, were now wide and unblinking, staring back at him with a chilling intensity. He was a monster, a grotesque mockery of his former self. Jeff's sanity shattered, his mind unable to reconcile with the horror staring back at him. He descended into madness, his thoughts consumed by a single terrifying truth. He was beautiful.
I'm beautiful.
Go to sleep. Jeff embraced his new visage, his madness twisting his perception. He believed he was perfect, that everyone should share in his beauty.
They need to see how beautiful I am.
He became obsessed with his appearance, carving his cheeks into a permanent grin and burning off his eyelids so he could always admire his work. He began to stalk the night, a spectre of terror preying on the innocent. His weapon of choice? A long, gleaming knife, its blade reflecting the moonlight as he whispered his chilling mantra, "Go to sleep. S1. They will understand." The legend of Jeff the Killer was born, a cautionary tale, a nightmare come to life. Now, as you listen to this story, remember one thing. If you hear a scratching sound outside your window, don't look, just close your eyes and pray he doesn't find you beautiful. Go to sleep. S1. Go to sleep.